Hello, very good evening. This is Dr. Ishan Bhatti from Ishan Academy. In today's tutorial, basically, which is actually a response of a student Manish on YouTube, he posted a few comments, it's showing you on the right side, regarding IK handle and parent constraint. So in this lecture, we will talk about how we can parent constrain IK handle to your arm, for example, and then use that to constrain it with an IK locator and rotate that. Along with this, I will show you another cool tip of how you can control the forearm rotation. Now, when we IK constrain, when we use IK handle, when we use an IK handle and constrain it with a locator to move the IK handle, basically it locks the entire joints within that IK handle, and then you cannot rotate the forearm. So we use another cool tip of changing the pivot point of an end effector to wrist, and then use the forearm joint as well for a rotation as well. So in this, basically we will show you that. If you've been watching my videos, kindly do ensure to subscribe and hit the like button along with that bell icon so that you can get updates on all the latest videos. Okay, let's get started. Now, let me start with creating a basic skeleton. So we go into create joints, and if I go into my top view, that would be more able. So this is my collarbone joint. This becomes my upper arm, shoulder, elbow, forearm, and along with that I create a wrist joint. So this becomes my simple joint hierarchy. If I go into perspective, there we go. All right. Again, the collarbone is something that we use whenever we try to rotate my arm beyond its shoulder limit. So for example, my arm is here. If I need to raise it too high, this is where my collarbone joint comes into play. But typically the shoulder joint, the palm joint, in other words, this is what we tend to use the IK with. So we start the IK from this point to the wrist joint, and then we control the wrist joint. It controls the entire arm in inverse kinematics manner. That's the typical hierarchy of rigging that goes. So I need to control the hand, so I move the wrist, it moves in the entire arm with respect to shoulder, and then if I need to take it to a higher level, this is where the collarbone comes. So IK handle, typically we always start with the shoulder joint. We do not use the collarbone as a starting point of an IK, and then we use the wrist joint. The problem with that is that when we use IK with the wrist and we use a locator and constrain these things together, it locks the forearm joints as well. It locks all the middle joints because now IK handle is controlling all these three joints. What if you need this extra forearm rotation that rotates your arm as well? In order to do that, we use a very cool trick of changing the pivot point of the end effector of IK handle. So this is what we're going to show you now. So if I come into skeleton, go into create IK, I use the shoulder, and instead of creating or clicking on the wrist joint to create an IK handle, I use the forearm. But let me show you the error that occurs what I exactly mean when the joint gets selected. So if I select the wrist joint first, that's created, then I go into curve and create a curve joint and bring this curve joint to my wrist, and if I rotate it, for example, minus 90 degrees, so that it's perfectly flat. Now this is my locator, or this circle is basically behaving like my locator, which I will use to move. And then obviously these values are not zero, so whenever we modify, we use when we use rigging, before we start connecting everything, we make sure it's a phase transformation. So this is 0, 0, 0, and we can use this to return the character back to its default pose. Now I select the IK handle and simply select the shift select the controller, hit P for parent. What this will now do is it will control my arm. As simple as that. It's nothing typical, nothing big that we need to do. We just need to control our parent constraint and this thing together, and this would work absolutely fine for us. The problem with this usually occurs is that once we are here, we select the forearm, and you notice that now it is no longer able to rotate because my IK handle is now parented under the locator. It is being controlled using a locator. All the joints are now controlled by IK handle, and suddenly everything is now locked and free. So I can remove my arm very easily using this locator, as simple as that. However, my forearm rotation is now locked. This is a problem that occurs whenever we try to create a basic parent constraint with the locators. So I select, press 0 here, and sorry, not this, go here, press 0, enter. So the locator rotates, comes back to default position. That's why we use freeze transformation. It's better than doing undo, 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 undo continuously. So what we have, this is the basic problem that we occur. Now creating a parent constraint or using IK handle under a locator, this is how simply we do it. We select create IK handle, press a P, object is parented under it, and then I can just simply select this locator and then parent it with the root joint or another controller, so that when the body moves, the controller follows it, or I can use other pin constraints to ensure that whether my arm remains in the air when the body moves or the arm moves with the body or not, right? That's again whole rigging other thing. We are just not going to talk about that right now. I will discuss the forearm issue now. So this is basically again the issue. So when we move the arm, the forearm control gets loose. How do we correct that? I'm sure there are many other ways. The way usually I follow it, I select the IK, delete that, go back into skeleton, create an IK handle, click on the up arm. Instead of clicking on the wrist joint, I click on the forearm. So basically I've created an IK handle from up arm to your forearm. This means this IK handle locator has been placed here. That would ensure that now your forearm is basically the main end effector. However, next thing we do is we go into window, general editors, and we choose hypergraph. Within hypergraph, when I click on that, we will basically see these joint hierarchies, and it will show you the joint 4, which is actually the forearm joint, is now connected with the end effector. We select this end effector. This is the main thing that we need to do. Usually when we select this in the viewport, basically when we click on this, we are actually selecting my IK handle, which actually controls the effector and an entire hierarchy of this joint system, inverse kinematics joint system. However, we don't want to select the IK handle. We want to select this effector, and very quickly we just go into hypergraph. Again, in Windows, general editors, hypergraph hierarchy. You come into this thing and we click on this effector. Once you click on this effector, notice nothing gets selected here, but the effector is selected. If you click on IK handle, the IK handle is selected. We don't want that. We want effector to be selected. So once I click on the end effector, hopefully that should show you effector settings here, which has the constraints applied based on IK handle translation and everything on that. What we do is, again, the visibility is off. That's primarily the reason it's not being displayed anyway. So what simply we do is we select the effector, go into your keyboard and press the insert key. Once you press the insert key, what that will do is, press the insert key. Insert key again. This time, okay, it worked. Again, so once you have the effector selected, you press the insert key. We all know that insert key allows us to change the pivot point of your object, whatever object it is. So now what we're doing is we're changing the pivot point of the effector, not the IK handle, the effector. IK handle is actually the main handle. If you change the pivot point, basically you would notice that you cannot change the pivot point of an IK handle because it is the main pivot or main thing that controls the entire hierarchy. So what we need to do is we don't need to change the pivot of an IK, but we need to select the effector. Now in order to select the effector, we have to come into hypergraph. Click on the effector. You don't see anything, but if you press insert with W and insert key, in other words, you would find this effector key, and then you basically change the pivot point to your wrist joint. Now simply move the object, move the pivot point, of the effector to your wrist joint using the V key, point snap it to your wrist joint, and now your object's pivot has been changed to wrist joint. In other words, the IK handle's pivot point has been changed to wrist joint. This is how we change the pivot point of an IK handle to a different location. And now if I press W again, or select the IK handle, you would notice the IK handle has been changed. However, once we come here and we select the IK handle, where we go, IK handle, shift click here, press P, we select the controller, we move, it moves exactly the same as we had planned, even though we created that first thing. But now we come into the wrist joint and you would notice that I'm able to rotate the wrist forearm joint as well. Somehow the rotation has flipped. Actually should not have happened. Yeah, okay, I'm using the wrong axis anyway. So if you come here in x-axis, you can rotate and you can see that basically you are able to rotate your forearm in x-axis as well, which previously you couldn't do if you create an IK handle directly with your wrist. So if you have a forearm, you create an IK handle at the forearm, and then you change the pivot of your effector, not the IK handle of the effector, and you snap it to your IK handle. So now I have an IK handle that is working perfectly and it's controlling my forearm and everything, but I can use that IK handle I can use that forearm and I can control that forearm as well. So I can set up a property that basically allows me to control my forearm very easily. I can have a parameter, for example, a custom attribute within it that would control my rotation and allow me to rotation of the forearm and allow me to control my variables very easily very quickly. Obviously, we have because we have created an RP solver. So if I click on IK handle, press T, you would notice that we have an IK RP solver available. We can create an elbow control and whatnot with that. But hopefully, this tip is a very simple tip that would allow you to understand how we can control and do that. And then this arm control can be pivoted with your collarbone or your root bone or your chest bone, depending on with how you are basically rigging the character. We will be talking about these rigging tips and trickings later on in the different series of lectures as well. So do leave your feedback if you understand, and if any queries regarding this, I will hope to share with you. Again, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Shwan Bedi. See you around. Fi Amanullah.